Second and first course, I got a charcuterie board, 2 roasted beef salads, and a Braun Dodge. Second course, I got a mushroom risotto, grouper, medium rare hanger steak.
I need that souffle for table 24.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks so much for stopping by, and welcome to 86 Straight Dialogue with Restaurant Leaders, where we're talking with chefs, restaurateurs, and consultants about everything related to restaurant culture. I am your host. My name is Adam Stafford. I've been in the restaurant industry for about 15 years. By no means does that make me an expert, just someone that really enjoys talking shop and providing value wherever I can. I look to provide you, the listener, with insight and strategy that you can use in your day-to-day moving forward. I encourage you to check us out on iTunes, Spotify, our YouTube channel, 86 Attrition, as well as our affiliate website, hospitality1to1.com. I look forward to hearing from each and every one of you, and if you like what you hear, I encourage you to subscribe to the show. Again, thanks for stopping by. One. All right. Thanks so much for joining me again on 86th Straight Dialogue with Restaurant Leaders. As always, I am your host, Adam Stafford, and with me today for a new series that we're just starting on 86 called Sweat the TECH-nique, which is intended to focus more on the technology that is newly being designed and intended for restaurant use. Everything from inventory management platforms to ordering software to training software, you name it. These are all, kind of the things that we're going to be talking about with this particular series. So today, had the good fortune to sit down with Jerry Abiog from Standard Insights. Jerry has developed a software that is AI-driven, artificial intelligence-driven, that enables contactless ordering. And I'll tell you right away, Jerry, I'm not a tech guy at all. I've been I was, in front lines restaurant roles for so long that technology is a little bit lost to me to an extent. Thankfully, I can figure out how to work Zoom, but that's about it. So if you could just, tell us a little bit about how you came to develop iOrder, how you came to start working on this project, and then we can kind of go from there.
Yeah, sure, Adam. Hey, thanks for having me on here. Great to be here, and great to connect. So,
Absolutely, happy to have you.
yeah, so a little bit about background. So my name's Jerry Abiog. I am a co-founder of Standard Insights. We're about a 2.5-year-old startup. And what Standard Insights does, we're an AI as service growth marketing platform. And what we do is we help businesses across many verticals, and restaurants is one of them. We help them execute data-driven omni-channel campaigns. And why is this important? Well, it helps your business target the right person with the right product, or in this case, menu item or drink, helps them target the right person with the right product, service, menu item at the right time. This helps your business drive both top and bottom line growth. In essence, it helps your business become competitive in an increasingly data-driven world with marketing precision using artificial intelligence. So one of the verticals that we work on is in the restaurant space. So last year, we developed an AI-driven digital menu. And to be honest, Adam, when we did this, two reasons why we developed an AI-driven digital menu last year is that one of our co-founders actually owns a restaurant. That's number one. And number two, we have many competitors, and we saw that McDonald's had purchased one of our competitors last summer. So last summer, we actually developed an AI-driven digital menu, and we launched it in the market, and we kind of fell flat. Restaurants weren't ready to do ordering, on your phone. I mean, it was a great concept, but I think we were just too far ahead of the game. So we shelved it. And along comes COVID, in March. we realized, hey, I mean, the whole world was basically shut down, including restaurants. So we pulled that AI-driven digital menu out of the garage, retweaked it, retooled it, and we gave it its own brand name, as you had mentioned, iOrder. iOrder. And so if you go to the subdomains iorder.menu, and what that is, it's an AI-driven digital menu, contactless menu, contactless payments.
Excellent. It sounds like you guys were kind of ahead of the curve without really
Yeah.
realizing it to an extent.
Yeah, and it just kind of happened with this. They say you make your own luck and you learn from failure. So we failed a little bit last year. We stumbled out of the gate, but now when COVID hit in March, uh, we realized that we have the potential of doing something big that can affect restaurants not only nationally but even globally. Help them
Um,
rise from the ashes of COVID.
Sure, yeah. So, as far as some of the clientele that you guys have, we kind of talked about this when we first spoke. A couple of the people that you guys have started working with since COVID hit. I know we were even talking about a couple places down in Savannah, near where I grew up. Um, how has this really been able to help them in their day-to-day operations?
Yeah, so real quick, so if you go to our website, our.menu, we go beyond just, so there's a lot of companies coming onto the market with digital menus, similar to vaccines. I think there's over 1,000 patents coming on with vaccines. It's an arms race. Same thing with the digital menu space. So we want to go beyond, we want to make your restaurant menu smarter, right? So we go beyond just, hey, Adam, give me your menu. We'll upload it and slap on a payment gateway and poof. So we wanted to make that smarter. And to your question, how does it help restaurants? Well, um, one of three ways. So number one, how we differ is that we offer personalized recommendations. So the, recommendations of Adam's favorite food and drink items and Jerry's favorite, food and drink items. Number two is what we offer is data-driven marketing outreach. So marketing outreach is important to restaurants. I know just for the restaurants I spoke to, that was kind of lacking in the past, but now because of COVID, you've got to stay in front of your customers. So we go beyond just sending a blast email or a blast, text. So each message that we send out will be specific to what Adam likes and what Jerry likes. So this is similar to what you can see with AI-driven recommendations with Amazon and Netflix movie recommendations. And number three is we offer predictive and prescriptive analytics. So we go beyond descriptive analytics. Hey, what happened in the past? Now we're able to predict what's trending and what's happening in the future. So when you're able to do this, you're able to help restaurants with their bottom line drive top line growth, and then bottom line growth with improving operational efficiencies.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I could certainly see a lot of operational benefit in that. So, how, from a customer's perspective, how are you interacting with iOrder? What does that look like?
So if you're a customer walking into a restaurant, either walking into a restaurant or ordering online for pickup curbside or delivery. So one of the two things that can happen if you're dining in, you walk into the restaurant, you can scan the QR code. So that QR code could be at the door, at the table, or you could get the link via the restaurant's social media promotion. So it's not an app. We found out that many restaurants or people in general don't like downloading apps. I mean, they're cluttering up our phone anyway. So it's a web link. Number two, one thing that we're very cognizant of is we want to help restaurants retain their brand recognition. So when you're using our iOrder, your restaurant takes center stage. So it won't be like Uber Eats, right? You go in, you Google a restaurant, order at Uber Eats, and Uber Eats takes center stage. Your restaurant takes center stage. So, for example, Adam's Restaurant, it won't be our software. It'll be Adam's Restaurant .iorder.menu. So you retain your brand recognition, brand image, as well as SEO credibility. So that's
Okay.
how we're helping, restaurants, especially during these difficult times, right?
Yeah.
Ease of use, and then still retaining their brand recognition.
Gotcha. How about from the from the owner operator side of that? How in depth of a process is implementation?
It's relatively simple. So you have a back end. So you've got the front end where the
Hmm.
customer orders from their phone or maybe their tablet if you're uh, doing an online order from home. And then for the house, you'll have access to a back end. It's just like any other, back end application. You've got, order receive, order and process, order completed, and then you'll have another widget down there where you can do execute, marketing
Hmm.
marketing initiatives, either email or text, or if you need to 86 a food item because you're out of something, you can do that all in the backend application. So think of it as a mini point of sale system.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going to ask if there was any existing point of sale systems that you guys are looking to integrate with, but it kind of sounds like the intention is to sort of replace that, right?
So we don't brand ourselves a point of sale system, nor do we, because there's going to be different complexities between an ordering application and a point of sale.
Hmm.
But as a backup, we can certainly do that, and we can integrate with a lot of the POS systems are API friendly nowadays. So we
Hmm.
can either connect with your current point of sale, or some folks are having us connect with their accounting billing software like QuickBooks.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So we're trying
Uh,
to make it relatively, relatively friendly. And then, when we're working with restaurants, it's a relatively simple process where they give us their menu, and obviously there's always going to be some tweaks to it, and
sure.
we create I feel, a good user experience, and then now we're offering merchant. We partnered up with Authorize.net, so you can literally do everything you know, uh, under one roof, so to
Hmm.
speak. So the onboarding process will be relatively seamless.
Okay. Um, Yeah, when we first spoke, I really like the recognition aspect of it. When we first spoke, we were kind of talking about how the days of walking into your favorite local haunt and having the bartender recognize you. Those days may be diminishing for us. So
Yeah,
it's cool to see this as the transition, and I feel like this could really benefit a lot of owners and operators, as well as be very guest friendly too.
yeah, and I forgot to mention too, with all this, the restaurant owner owns their own data. Because if you're using Uber Eats or Grubhub, they own
Mhm.
your own data. They don't know your customers.
Yeah,
With our platform, you can tell, hey, how often has Adam visited a restaurant? How much money has he spent, and so forth. So and what he's ordered in the last 5-6 months. So when you know that about Adam, you can improve to improve his customer experience when he walks in your door or logs on to your website. So that's the main
absolutely.
premise. So if you're improving your guests' number one customer experience, if you're helping them prevent customer indecision
Hmm.
with personalized recommendations, and number three, you can tell Adam by sleight of hand what to do next. Things can happen much more quicker, and thus adding to your restaurant's bottom line.
Sure. Um, Now I know that the ideal answer is every restaurant, right? But thus far, have you guys seen any particular areas where this works especially well in terms of fast casual, in terms of perhaps something that's closer to fine dining, in terms of counter service versus sit down service, etc.? Have you guys seen that this is like especially strong in this area?
So primarily, our initial influx of clients have been the mom and pop. So whether that's quick service or dine in or pickup. So we haven't branched out yet to the big big chain restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
But so far so good, the way the restaurants are and their customers are adapting to it.
Okay.
I mean, there's always going to be a curve, especially with new technologies. But once they've gotten over that hump, they feel that, hey, this is a benefit to them.
Sure. Sure. Um, One other thing that I was kind of thinking about, and when we first spoke, I was sort of running through this in my head, particularly from the standpoint of someone that did a great deal of product sourcing and ordering and things like that for
Hmm.
several years in the independent restaurant space. Any potential for this to integrate with like something like inventory management, something to where you're taking the data that you have about uh, different trends as far as pricing, as far as item trends, things like that, and you can work that into what you're using to manage your inventory?
Yeah, absolutely. Because our platform, so the basic Cliff Notes version of AI is getting a computer to think and act like a human.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could give us data and we can parse through that and then analyze, here's what's trending, here's what's predicted to happen, and we can link that up with your inventory management platform. Absolutely. I mean, that'll give you a 1-2 punch that
Yeah.
could give your restaurant a competitive advantage to those next door to you.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I was, as I say, last time we spoke, right after we got done with the conversation, I was just thinking about how beneficial that could be in terms of inventory planning, particularly during those times when your business levels can kind of be up and down.
Hmm.
A couple of the areas that I've lived in, Asheville, North Carolina, for example, um, the downturn in business is predictably at the first of the year, the first quarter, right? Because it's such a
Correct.
tourist driven area. And so if you could take that existing knowledge, which is not, is not really based on any real data, just sort of unsystematic observation, and combine that with a system like this, I feel like it could be hugely helpful.
Yeah. So one of the things that we can do is we can score the potential profitability of each one of your customers. So take, for example, one of our clients. They're a Thai restaurant up the street. And let's just say, assuming they do 1,600 orders per month. Now, all 1,600 people that order from this restaurant, aren't equal. So what we can do is we can categorize them from, champion level customers or patrons, loyal, and sleeping. And maybe the sleeping customers, they don't even live in the neighborhood. They're visiting. They've ordered once or twice the last couple years. But then you've got the champion level customers that visit your place once or twice a week. And maybe you've got the loyal customers that visit, no, at least minimum, twice a month. So what you could do is you can offer different types of promotions to move everyone up the food chain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the goal is every restaurant manager, owner, or bartender may know their top level customers. They know, hey, Adam, this is your favorite drink or your favorite food item. So with technology, our platform can help those loyal level customers and then move them up the food chain, so to speak, up to champion level. And when you can do that and figure out to do that and dial in, it can potentially make those slow times a little bit less slow.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Um, as far as the training goes with using this, either from an admin standpoint for someone that is physically working in this restaurant space, or even a member of the front of the house staff, is there very much involved there?
No, I mean, we handhold you. Either myself or my team will handhold you throughout the process
Mm-hmm.
from installing and getting everything set up, and then training the staff. So in the next couple weeks, we should have some videos coming out that explains how to do everything.
Cool. Very cool. Excellent. Well, I mean, it sounds like a very intuitive program and something that could certainly come to a lot of use now. In terms of the clients that you've had thus far, what's the general reviews that you're getting? How are they? How is it helping them to engage with customers now? Because I know that looks entirely different now than it did before.
Yeah, so initially after the learning process, so
Yeah.
they're seeing roughly, so the numbers that we've tracked, probably 10 to 15% uptick in sales
Okay.
with that, because we not only we have our platform, but we have upsell, cross-sell recommendations. So one of the restaurants in my neighborhood, um, we're providing. So they do here in Georgia. You're allowed to do alcohol to go.
Mm-hmm.
So now with menu items, say if it's a beef menu item, we're offering them, hey, red wine or maybe light beer, whatever it may be. So believe it or not, being recommended that alcoholic drink
Mm-hmm.
that may only be $5 or $6, a few of those during the course of an hour or the shift definitely can help drive up your bottom line for that day, that
Sure.
week, and that month.
Absolutely.
By suggesting one or two drinks. So date night with with the wife, say your ticket price is $30. Now you've got two recommendations that come along the screen that are rotating the screen, a beer or wine, and that's $6. Or even one of our clients does specialty drinks, so that's $10. So now you're taking a $30 food bill and two specialized cocktail drinks to go. Now that $30 bill is $50, is what you probably would have spent if you were doing dine-in, but now with carryout, that $30 went to $50. So you do
Right.
that. Not everyone's going to order specialty drinks, but if you can get a handful of people because of those recommendations, yeah, that can help definitely increase your average order value.
What are the main channels you guys are using for marketing and outreach at this point?
So mainly text right now. So we're capable of doing text, email, down the road in the near future, Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp.
Okay.
But text seems to be the go-to now, just because more people read text than their emails.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know I'm certainly guilty of that. You got
Yeah.
a lot better shot of getting a hold of me via text.
So yeah, text, and then down the road in the near future, we're going to have Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp.
Very cool. So I know, if anyone else, if any of the listeners are looking to hear more about this, read more about this, I know that they can find the article in Modern Restaurant Management. Jerry does a great job.
That.
Yeah, Jerry does a great job describing this whole process and how it can be leveraged in the restaurant space very beneficially. If they are looking to find out more, where do they go? Where can they find out more?
So one of three things. They can email me directly, Jerry, Jerry, at Standard Insights, all one word, .io, or they can find me on LinkedIn, Jerry Abiog, Standard Insights, or they can go directly to the iorder.menu website.
Okay.
Take a look. We're transparent with our pricing. Our pricing's there. So because of COVID, we want to help restaurants, and we've temporarily waived the setup fee, as well as there are no contracts. So we feel strongly with our platform that we're not making you sign a long-term contract like other people, but the pricing is there, all transparent and open to see, and we'd be honored if you gave us a call and gave us a shot.
I did notice.
Platform.
I did notice for any listeners out there that do want to check this out and make your way over to the website, there is a free sort of test driving plan as part of the pricing option too. So that is there if you just want to check it out and see what it's all about.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Adam. So there's no monthly payment with that, but it's just $1 per order. So we'll do a setup. We'll let you run with it,
Yeah.
It's $1 per order. So if your bill's like $30, well, we charge you $1.
Yeah.
That's it. So if it's $50, we just charge you $1.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. Thanks for pointing. Yeah, thanks for pointing it out. So give it a test drive. $1 an
Yeah.
order. We'll do a free setup for you. And then, as I mentioned earlier, we're we're doing a partnership with Authorize.net. So
Hmm.
not only are we providing an AI-driven digital menu, we're also providing cost-effective merchant processing as well. So it's all done in-house.
What's the, I should have asked this earlier, what's the turnaround time on the setup typically at this point?
So we're starting to get backed up. Like when I talked to you, I guess Thursday or Friday, we got
Yeah.
the bagel shop, and then they had a pizza truck, and then a catering business. So that was all. But typically within 48 to 72 hours, provided there's no extreme, adjustments needed. So
Okay.
if I talk to you today, Adam, and I email you what we need and you get it back to me in a timely manner, then yes, 48, 72 hours. But if it takes you forever to get me stuff, well, it may take a little bit longer.
Sure. Sure. Understandably so. Excellent. Well, I really appreciate you stopping in to tell us about that, Jerry. I feel like now more than ever, exactly this type of thing is going to be what restaurants are going to need to, maintain the safety of guests, maintain the safety of staff, and continue to maintain profitable operations too.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. If you go to iorder.menu, we have a scroller. So that's three things. Safety, that's obviously at the forefront. Growth, right? We want to increase our sales. And number three is customer loyalty. How do you get your customers to keep on coming back, day in, week in and month, So yeah, but Adam, thanks for having me. It was, great to be here. And hopefully your listeners find value out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.